It was the moment many who've done business with Garland Nelson were hoping for. Today, the Caldwell County prosecutor charged him with 10 felony counts, including the murders of Nick and Justin Diemel. The two brothers were cattle farmers from Wisconsin who went missing after visiting Nelson's farm in Braymer. KCTV5's Betsy Webster showed today's shocking court documents to the man who came to us soon after the man went missing. And Betsy, he told you it easily could have been him who went missing, and he must be relieved tonight.
Well, he is. Until today, Nelson was only charged with driving the brothers' rental truck without permission. David Foster says people connected to all of this worried as the months dragged on that maybe they didn't have enough evidence to charge him with murder. So it was good to see that evidence spelled out. The farm in Braymer that Joey Nelson worked with his mom was quiet today. A scattering of cattle suggested his mother has continued operations while Nelson has been held in jail without bail. 3 months have passed since investigators began searching the farm, looking for evidence of brothers Nick and Justin Diemel, who went missing on July 21st. Court records say the brothers had come to collect a $250,000 check for a cattle deal.
It's pretty simple. It could have been me.
David Foster came to us soon after the investigation began with evidence of the financial mess Nelson was in and a phone call he'd recorded of Nelson more than a month before the brothers vanished.
I got guys in Wisconsin that, you know what, I'm trying to be nice because I know they are going to lose everything they own.
Nelson had agreed to raise cattle for Foster. Foster threatened to visit himself to count the cattle when he wasn't getting answers, but he got busy. He later learned that the cattle ended up either sick or dead. Nelson told Foster he was desperate.
Short of pulling a gun on somebody and hoping I don't go to jail myself.
People in Braymer prayed. Firefighters aided in a search of the 74 acres. Chopper 5 was overhead a command post next to a smoldering burn pile. Court records now indicate the bodies had been burned. Investigators believe Nelson shot the brothers, and though he didn't admit to that, court records say he admitted he, quote, found and observed 2 bodies, each inside of a 55-gallon metal barrel, which he then moved through the pasture in a skid loader bucket to an adjacent pasture, where he burned them with diesel fuel being poured over them and ignited. He then placed them in a manure pile, the documents say, then used the skid loader to crush the barrels. David Foster didn't know the details when we sat down with him months ago, but he was sure Nick and Justin Diemel were dead, and it was eating him up.
And Nick has 4 kids. I have 4 kids.
When we chatted by phone today, he said he's grateful to still be here, grieving for the Diemels and hoping for justice.
That's what everybody felt like he deserved, was to be put on trial for murder. That's the next step in this terrible nightmare.
Besides murder, Nelson has also been charged with abandonment of a corpse, evidence tampering, and unlawful possession of a firearm. He admitted to using a rifle to shoot small animals in July, and he wasn't supposed to have one because he was convicted of cattle fraud several years ago. Live in the newsroom, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Terrible nightmare indeed. Betsy, thank you.